I'm gonna channel Sophia Vergara.
Okay, right.
Ready?
All right, ready.
So that is 20 years. No.
Yes, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of Auberge Resorts Collection.
Amazing.
Big year, big growth.
So I would imagine you're sort of transitioning and thinking about what might be next for Mark or what might be next for the brand.
Well, personally, I am making a transition. I'm spending less time on the day-to-day and more time thinking about, what's next. And both for me personally and for the brand. But also, we started out as one hotel, the Auberge du Soleil, and then we put together a collection. And now I'm going back, in a sense, to what we were originally and focusing on the Auberge du Soleil because we're going to do some things there. We've been in the process of reinventing ourselves in some ways, and that's exciting.
Yeah, that's interesting we got here in this conversation because I think I read before that you talked about the family of the brand as if Auberge is the last name and the hotels and resorts and the other real estate that you have maintain their own identity and have a first name.
They do, yeah. And that's the idea in the collection is that each of the properties is individual. Each of the properties has its own character. And, that's what we love doing is creating special places and forget about uniformity. Every property is different. We have 3 properties within 20 miles of each other in the Napa Valley, and they're all completely different and deliberately designed to be different experiences. Yeah. But what we like to say is that it's held together by this sort of family connection. And that's more about our culture. It's more about the way that we like to engage our guests with real sincerity and warmth. And we kind of pull that from our Napa Valley DNA. Yeah. It's relaxed, but refined, and just, kind of a laid-back California experience, and we take that around the world.
And I would imagine that it's difficult then to also think about yourself as a person in transition, like what is the brand of Mark Harmon?
Well, that's a good question. I'm trying to figure that out, We always are, and I think if you're not in transition, if you're not thinking about change and what that means, then you're moving backwards. So for me, what I'm excited about right now is thinking about this concept of well-being and what that means because a lot of people are approaching it. Some people say, hey, we have a spa, great. We have a fitness facility, we're teaching yoga, we're doing this, that. But what does it mean to take a much more holistic approach? And what can we do? What possibilities can we explore? And a lot of people are after this, and we have some great ideas. It'll start with a beautiful natural setting, because that's kind of what I love. And I think that being outside and being connected to nature is a huge part of being well.
Yeah.
So that's part of what we're doing.
Yeah, I think as a branding agency owner, I'm seeing a trend in projects that really have a higher purpose are far more valuable to the brand experience and to people's lives. So it weaves its way into a deeper loyalty if you can really have a higher purpose. Do you think that there's a higher purpose that drives you on a regular basis?
Well, yeah, it's leading with the heart. I mean, that's for me, that's the most important thing. And I guess it's a higher purpose. I mean, to me, that feels right. Yeah. It's what I do, and that's what's led the company. But I also think you can bring that into a much more general context of bringing people to the property. And, it used to be that luxury was about material things, and then it's about experiences. I think that idea that meaning and purpose is now sort of at the next level is something we have to explore.
Yeah.
I don't know the answers yet, but we're exploring it.
I have one more question about that.
Yeah.
I find sometimes that people's superpower is sort of buried in their super ego, and that the ego is in front of it and sometimes can really get in the way of, let's say, living that higher purpose, really coming on a regular basis from the heart and showing up how you want to show up day to day. How do you manage that ego so that you can do what you say you do?
Well, I have no ego, obviously.
I mean, to have that hair, you've got to be able to have an ego.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think I really have an answer for that, except that you want to stay never take anything for granted, I think, is a big part of my approach. And you know, that extends especially to people, and what the people that have worked for us, the people that come visit to us, you know, making sure that we're genuine and grateful for them being there and being an important part of their lives, particularly are the people that work for us. You know, we want them to feel proud, to feel engaged, and we always want them to feel that they can be themselves and bring that. And as much as they give, we hope they get back from the experience.
Well, thank you for being here. It's
Thank
really,
you.
We appreciate your time. We know how valuable it is, and we hope you come back.
Thanks, Antoinette. Appreciate it.